CryptoSpore here. In this video, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Splinterlands. Splinterlands is an online digital collectible trading card game. It's actually very similar to some of the other ones like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, Hearthstone. It's actually a lot more like Hearthstone because Hearthstone is online. Now, the difference between Hearthstone and Splinterlands, the main difference is that Hearthstone is just a game that's out there. It's running on servers, whereas Splinterlands is running on a blockchain. Now, blockchain is the same technology that Bitcoin was based off of. Now, the thing that does, what that does for the game, is it allows each individual card that's in the game to be a digital asset. Now, if you're familiar with the game CryptoKitties, that was a game that was running on the Ethereum blockchain, and every kitty was its own token, and you own it. You store it in your personal wallet, like your Ethereum wallet is where you would have stored your CryptoKitties, and it's on your Steam wallet that you would be holding your digital assets on the Splinterlands game. So basically every card is owned by you and you hold it in your own wallet. And now, if you know anything about blockchain or cryptocurrencies or anything like that, you'll know that it's impossible to take a digital asset from someone unless you have their encrypted private keys. So this allows you to hold on to your own blockchain assets, all those cards that you've bought in the game or earned over time, and trade them with other people, sell them on the market, and they can't be taken from you. Whereas with Hearthstone, those cards could be taken from you. They could be seized by Blizzard, which is the parent company that owns Hearthstone. That can't happen on Splinterlands. But that's not what I wanted to talk to you about today. That's just a brief little overview. What I wanted to talk to you about was this new edition of cards that have come out called Untamed. All of the beta edition cards were sold out. There was a bit of time where you couldn't buy any beta packs anymore, except for in the aftermarket. But now, new cards have come out. They're called Untamed, and they're all new. 100% new cards. And one of my guildmates did a challenge, and I'll post the link in the description below. Posted a challenge to ask people to contribute something describing their favorite new Splinter within the Untamed edition cards. Now, a Splinter is a different, the different magic types, you could call it, within the game. So, you have like earth, you have death, life, water, fire, and what's the other one I'm missing? There's dragon. I think that's all of them. There's 6. And then there's also some neutral cards that can be used by any of the Splinters. So my personal favorite is the Death Splinter. And the reason why is because there's so many really cool cards that have come into the collection with Untamed. And as an individual, coming from my personal perspective, I have a lot of beta cards. So my main collection is a beta collection. So when I'm looking at Untamed, I'm not looking to build a complete competitive deck with Untamed cards. I'm using Untamed to supplement my beta collection. So some of the cards that I'm really excited about in the Death Splinter of Untamed that will really enhance my beta collection is, I'm trying to remember all the names, it's so new. It's been less than 2 weeks, I think, since it came out. But we have, what is it, Undead Badger, I think. And this is a sneak card. So you have a really good sneak card. What is it? The Undead Goblin, I think, in the beta edition, where it's very powerful and it's very quick and it poisons somebody and it shoots. It attacks the back end of the team, of the lineup that you pick of your monsters on the opponent's team. So instead of hitting the front like most of the cards do, this one will hit the back. And so to have an extra one allows you to do double sneak even when you have just when you're not allowed to use neutrals. Like sometimes there's battle conditions that say you're not allowed to use any neutrals this battle. So then you can still do a double sneak. You can pick the old beta sneak card and the new untamed beta sneak card as well. And I really like that combination. And if you are allowed to use neutrals in your battle, which is most of the battles, you can also put in any of the neutral cards. Like, I mean, I've got the Elven Cutthroat. That's the neutral beta edition sneak card that you can use. But now you can do that one plus the Goblin and the Badger, and you could have all three, and then you'd have triple sneak. And now if you picked something like if you used the Dragon Daria, you'll get +1 attack on all three of those. Now the other one, oh yeah, and I think you only have to pay 2 mana for this new Badger sneak. So that's a really cheap card to throw in an extra sneak card. Now you do have a 3 mana card that you can also add in there that would complement that. And it would be the the Maggots card. I managed to pick up a gold Maggot card. I can't remember the Undead Maggots or something like that, or Cursed Maggots or something. I can't remember the exact name. But that's a 3 mana card, which is still fairly cheap. And it will pick off the weakest person because it has opportunity. Now, if you get it to level 4, I think it's level 4 that unlocks another ability called Parasite, I think. Something like that. Or no, Scavenger. Scavenger. So now, anytime any of the monsters dies in the battle, whether it's your own monster or an opponent's monster, that card gets a life point, a health point increase by 1. So that's very powerful. So it can pick off the weak guys, and if it knocks them out, then it gains a health point. And anytime any of the monsters die, and they're always constantly dying, of course, because that's the whole point of the battle, you're going to get a health boost every time. So that's a powerful combination to have that opportunity with Scavenge on that card. And that's a black card. That's a death card. What are some other cool ones? There's I think it's a 2 mana magic card. A magic attack, and it only costs 2 mana, I think. If I'm remembering correctly, I can't remember the name of it. Some kind of sorcerer or something. Another one that I really like is the some kind of dark astrologer, I think they call it. And I really like the artwork on it in particular. That one has such cool artwork on it. I just really like the look of that card in particular. Not necessarily the abilities, although it's decent, but the artwork on it is really cool. And then there's also a magic snipe card. So the Death Splinter never had a snipe card that used magic before. It only had a snipe card that had ranged attack. So now you can actually have a double snipe, and one of those attacks is ranged, and the other one is magic. And then if you have the neutral card, like from the old beta one, that would be another ranged snipe, so you could do triple snipe. Throw in that Maggot card, and you've got opportunity, and they're going to synergize with each other as well. So there's a lot of really cool combinations that can be made in the Death Splinter. And for, like I said, the sneak card is really cool, and it only costs 2 mana. So that's why I like that Splinter the best. The new summoner is okay. It reduces your enemy's ranged attack by 1, which is okay. Personally, I prefer to play the Death Splinter with a dragon summoner, either Daria or which gives a +1 melee, or the Delwyn, which gives +1 magic. Because those are the two main things that I like to do with the Death Splinter, is attack with melee and magic. So that's why I like that card the best, or sorry, that Splinter the best in the new Untamed packs. But my opinion might change later as I get more familiar with it. Like I said, it's been less than 2 weeks. I haven't even had a chance to play with all the cards. There's some really cool ones in the blue and the red Splinter as well. The green Summoner is probably the best new Summoner out there. I'm disappointed with the new Dragon Summoner. I don't think it's very good. It's like got the original Death Beta Summoner power, which reduces enemies melee by 1, which it can be good, but it's hit or miss, right? You don't have control over what your opponent is picking, so you don't know if they're going to pick any melee at all, right? So it could have been a wasted debuff. So anyways, just to wrap things up, Death is my favorite Splinter in the new Untamed card, specifically because of how it complements my existing beta and reward and promo cards that I already have in the Death Splinter. So I'm curious, what's your favorite Splinter? If you're on Steam It, which you probably are if you have a Splinterlands account, maybe you should enter this challenge. And like I said, I'm going to put the link below to that post where you can enter and maybe even win a new card. So actually they're giving away a gold foil Untamed card, so you might want to check that out. And until next time, everybody, Cryptospore signing off.